This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska.
Welcome, everybody. We are in Falls City, Nebraska today. It's a beautiful day in southeast Nebraska. The kids here at Falls City South Elementary are gathered. We have some seniors, also known as fifth graders, that will be quote-unquote graduating today on their way to sixth grade at the next level here in the Falls City Public School System. And we also have second graders that are getting ready for their third grade year, who will become the freshmen and at this school. So welcome. My name is Mike Flood. I'm with News Channel Nebraska. And today, thanks to United Healthcare Company and Falls City Public Schools, we're able to celebrate a big moment as we kick off a very safe and healthy summer here in Richardson County with lots of students from all over Falls City. Now, for those of you that don't know, Falls City is also home to News Channel Nebraska, and I want to especially thank Southeast Nebraska Communications, who, because of their fiber network run throughout all of Richardson County, we're able to bring you, and have for the last 4 or 5 years, the best in programming to showcase your schools. Anybody here have a brother or sister that is on TV once in a while playing sports? There's a few hands that go up. Who here in the audience is going to be playing sports when you get older? All right. Well, this summer, we're going to take one healthy step forward to help us celebrate not only being safe, but being healthy by riding our bikes with helmets. And you can see here, we have lots of helmets. And we have lots of students here, and United Healthcare's Healthy Hound is going to assist us. Just by a show of hands, who would like a free bike helmet later today? All right. Who here doesn't want to go home until the street lights come on? Raise your hand. We are so glad you've joined us. And to our television viewers across the state of Nebraska, it's my distinct honor as the founder and owner of News Channel Nebraska to welcome you to Falls City, where we are delighted to be joined by United Healthcare for what has been a really great program promoting being healthy and safe this summer. We want to start by welcoming Shauna Bindle. She's the mayor of Falls City, Nebraska, a town that has been impacted by the floods. She's been impacted by the floods, and she's very excited to be here today to help in this moment and share some time with the kids. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please give the mayor of Falls City a warm round of applause.
Thank you, and good afternoon. Good afternoon, my Falls City South School friends. It's my pleasure to welcome everybody to this presentation, and it's a beautiful day for this, so we couldn't ask for something better. I want to applaud the school district for their dedication for promoting safe behaviors. Applying for and receiving this grant is a huge win for our students, teachers, and our community. I'd like to personally thank United Healthcare Nebraska, News Channel Nebraska for partnering together for the Small Towns Matter campaign. As some of you may know, I'm a paramedic and have been in EMS for over 20 years. I've seen a little bit of everything, but nothing saddens me more than seeing children who have an accident that could have been prevented. So I hope all of my friends that get a helmet today, make sure you wear your helmet and encourage your friends to wear your helmets. It's more important than you ever know. Your partnership promoted getting kids healthy, but it also makes sure that they're safe while having fun. The value of that's immeasurable. Thank you to Rob Broomfield, CEO, United Healthcare, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, Matt Milam, Executive Director, United Healthcare, Mike Wentz, Principal, Falls City South Elementary School, Tim Heckenlively, Superintendent of Falls City Public Schools, Andy Ruback, CEO, News Channel Nebraska, and Mike Flood, founder and owner of News Channel Nebraska. Without all of you, this day would not be possible. Please enjoy the rest of the program. The part I'm most excited for is to see you all get your helmets. Those are some pretty awesome helmets, and I want the blue one. That's the one I want. Today's a great day to be a Tiger. Enjoy the rest of the program.
If you drive up and down the streets here in Falls City, you can't help but see some very good things happening. The downtown revitalization project is fully underway, and Falls City Public Schools has a long history of success in this community. Tim Heckenlively, who has been at the helm, I think he was saying for 20 years, as an administrator, has been a huge part of Falls City Public Schools. Please welcome your superintendent, who is not going to make you stay all summer and work on workbooks, Let's welcome Tim Heckenlively, our Falls City Superintendent.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate the introduction. And we might have to talk about that summer school deal. So how are the grades, teachers? Do we need to keep them a little longer? Okay. No? Okay. Okay. Well, I'm honored to be here and as the superintendent of the Falls City Public Schools to stand in front of all of you today. On behalf of our school, I certainly want to thank News Channel Nebraska, Flood Communications, and United Healthcare for their partnership on this Small Towns Matter campaign. Your mission to reach and give back to our community and to our most important asset, the children, has truly hit its mark this afternoon. Our school and Falls City exemplify the benefits of rural life in Nebraska. We're sincerely appreciative for the bicycle helmets being provided to our 2nd through 5th grade students this afternoon and the generous donation of $5,000 that's going to support instructional materials in every one of the classrooms here at South School. This gift to our children and our school greatly enhances the safety in our small community and positively supports the learning that's going to be happening within our classrooms. Again, on behalf of the students, our school district, the teachers, and the whole Falls City community, I want to thank you for the awesome helmets and the $5,000 donation. Go Tigers!
Thank you, Mr. Heckenlively. Serving on a school board in any community is truly public service, and I'm sure it comes with lots of long meetings and nights, but today would be a moment that it would be very fun to be on a school board, and Kevin Scheidel is here. He's the Vice President of the Falls City Public School Board, and we'd like to welcome him to say a few words. Kevin?
Thank you. As a representative of the Falls City School Board of Education, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. We have a lot of parents here, and for all the kids and the teachers especially, we'd like to thank you for another year that went very well. We'd also like to thank News Channel Nebraska and United Healthcare for the Small Town Matters benefits that we've received with all the bicycle helmets and with a $5,000 donation that the teachers will be able to use in their classrooms next year. Without those things that happen in a small rural town, we would be strapped to be able to give you kids all the things that we do. So we really appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, now we got white, silver, and blue and black helmets. Okay, which one does everybody want? Now somebody wanted white ones. I think they're silver, aren't they? Okay. Sorry about that, teachers. I didn't mean to do that. But from the Board of Education, we'd like to thank everybody today for being here. Thank you.
All right, next up, we want to welcome Andy Rubeck, who's the CEO of Flood Communications and News Channel Nebraska. And Andy has deployed every last radio station asset, I think, in southeast Nebraska. This is Bigsby, the large inflatable bee. And then have you noticed our bee-mobile over here? Do you see that? Complete with antenna and a stinger, together with the bike helmets to ensure a safe summer. Please welcome Andy Rubeck.
So thanks again for being here. On behalf of Flood Communications and News Channel Nebraska, our goal when we launched the Small Towns Matter campaign was to make a difference, not in the big cities, but to make a difference in the smaller communities. And we put this contest out on our radio stations, our TV stations, our websites, and we had 514 elementary school entries for this contest, and Falls City South was the winner. And in just a moment, we're going to present the check to the community, but before we do that, none of this would have been possible without the generosity of an incredible company and a couple of incredible people of that company. Please join me in welcoming Rob Broomfield and Matt Millam, Rob is the CEO of United Healthcare, and Matt is the Executive Director of Nebraska. So please join me in giving a round of applause to Matt and Rob with United Healthcare.
Thank you, Andy. And it's a privilege to be here today. When Mike and Andy and News Channel Nebraska and Flood Communications came to us and brought this idea of Small Towns Matters, I couldn't think of anything that fit better with our mission of helping people live healthier lives and making the health system work better than getting actively involved in small towns all over the state of Nebraska. I want to especially thank Superintendent Heckenlively and the Falls City Public School System, all of the teachers and parents and kids that are here today. But if you think about what we're really trying to accomplish today is to encourage all of you to be active. And it doesn't matter whether it's walking, riding your bike, outside playing kick the can. Ask your parents what that is. It's a little way before your time. But get outside, be active, use these helmets and ride your bike. But what we want to do is encourage all of you to be as active as possible, because we know that active children remain active adults and you'll be healthier throughout your entire life. So on behalf of myself, Matt Milam, Dr. Healthy Hound over here. Healthy Hound is our mascot, so I encourage you kids to come say hi to him. He's probably a little warm out there in the sun right now, so he could use a little bit of a welcome from all of you. And all of our employees across the entire state of Nebraska, very happy to be here today to present the bike helmets and the check for $5,000 to South Elementary here in Falls City. Thank you.
So with that, I'd like to bring up two special guests. The first, I'm going to bring up Principal Wentz to come join us up here. And then there's one piece of information that we have not shared with anybody. And that piece of information was you guys had, I think, about 12 or 14 different entries out of the 500 and so entries. But only one person won. One person's name was drawn. And that one person is responsible for the $5,000 and the bicycle helmets for this community. And the winner, the official winner of Small Towns Matter from News Channel Nebraska and United Healthcare was a teacher in your school, and her name is Leanne Blankenship. So what we would like to do and where's Mike? Mike's here. Well, on behalf of, we want to come up front, we'll come up front, guys. On behalf of News Channel Nebraska and United Healthcare, please accept this check for $5,000 to Falls City South Elementary School.
Thank you. Congratulations, great job.
You didn't know that, did you? And Principal Wentz, do you have a few words?
I never have any words, do I, students? First off, again, I could echo so many things, all the thanks that have gone out today to make this possible. It does take a community to raise a child. We know that. And as we talk about the things that we have gone through this year in South School, we've had an incredible year. And I can't think of any better way to wrap up the school year than to do something like this, where we get $5,000 that we are going to use for every teacher in South School to buy more supplies for things that are needed starting in the 2019-20 school year. Secondly, when we look at the helmets, I know these guys have talked about it just a little bit already. And if you guys remember, twice in our newsletter this year, we had articles about bike safety. And we talk about the fact that you as students, the patrons as drivers, need to be focused so much every day on the kids. And especially as we walk away tomorrow at 3:15, knowing that we won't be back in this building again until August, we need to make sure this summer that we are doing our part to be safe. Now, whether you take this helmet home and your parents say you should wear it, or your friends should wear it, or your siblings should wear it, that's your call at your house. But as far as I'm concerned, it's something that's very, very important, and that's why we're doing this today. I know the gentleman talked about the fact it's not about just bike safety. It's about being outside, being fit, staying healthy, doing what you need to do to make sure that you keep yourself in good shape so when you roll back here in August, you'll be ready to go again. So again, I just want to say thank you. We've had a great year at South School. Today with Miss Blankenship up here, I didn't tell her a total truth. I told her that her class submitted the most entries, which was true, and that's why she had to be up here. But I didn't tell her the whole truth because today was a surprise for Miss Blankenship. She did not know she was getting this award today. She did not know that she was the one responsible. So we made it a total surprise for her today. And again, you guys, I want you guys to raise your hand if you wrote an essay for this competition. Raise your hand right now. Okay, so we had about a dozen people, and that's what we were told. So we had about a dozen people out of 500 and some entries, and Miss Blankenship's name was drawn. One thing I want to stress also on this contest, you had to fill out a registration, and you also had to write a 250-word essay to be eligible. All of our people at South School were eligible, and only one was drawn. But we appreciate those of you that tried and to make it possible. One more thing. If you look to the back, way back there, the lady leaning on the basketball goal, that's Mrs. Ogle. Mrs. Ogle, the one waving, there you go. Mrs. Ogle is the one who made us aware of this competition to start with. If it wasn't for her putting it out there for us to look at and say, hey, I think maybe we can do this, we would not all be here today. So again, before I step away, I want 2 rounds of applause, one for Mrs. Ogle and again, one for Ms. Blankenship. And last but not least, before I step away, I want you guys also to all stand up right now. Let's go, off your booties. And now I want you to give a huge South School thank you to these folks right behind me. Okay, you can sit back down.
All right. In just a moment, we're going to get to the fun part, but I just want to close today before we get to the bike helmets and say, you know, United Healthcare and News Channel Nebraska teamed up because things like this need to happen in small towns across Nebraska. There's a lot of very good things here that happen in towns like Falls City. In fact, the data shows that if you're raised in a small town, you can go anywhere and do anything the rest of your life, where that's not the case in a lot of places in America anymore, but it does work in small town Nebraska. And so on behalf of United Healthcare and News Channel Nebraska, thanks for what you're doing. Let's have a great summer, and small towns do matter. Now raise your hand if you're a senior. All right, so since you are the leaders of this school and have learned the most you can learn at Falls City South Elementary, we're going to let you come up first in the most organized way you can, and we are going to let you pick out your helmets. If our friends from United Healthcare can go over there, and we're going to start handing out helmets. All right, these are the seniors, also known as the 5th graders. Come on over. All right. Raise your hand if you are a fourth grader. All right, fourth graders, come on down. Are there third graders out there? Raise your hand. Come on down and get some helmets.
I got her down right there and she goes, what do you mean?